So how much can I get for a trade? Well, I don't think bananas are worth what you think they're worth. If shopping for a new car drives you bananas, head to Community Auto Group in Mason City. We have the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And you know with Community, you're getting a straightforward deal from a straightforward dealer. I'd like to buy this car. No? Seriously? Next time I'll skip the monkey business and go to Community Auto Group.
Call the meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. For us, today's agenda, minutes of the meeting of the 19th.
At this time, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented this morning and the minutes from March 19th.
And I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve today's agenda and the minutes of the meeting of the 19th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Full business.
We have none.
Yes, sir. Okay, hearing none, moving on to new business. Mary.
We've reviewed the applications for the general maintenance employees, or the general maintenance position, and we'll hopefully be looking to interview the end of this week or the beginning of next. Bob, I did talk to the maintenance person of Swaledale about about his interest in replacing the Swaledale truck. I told him he was welcome to look at our trucks. My only concern would be the size of our trucks compared to the size of their trucks, and he might run over to Thornton or Rockwell and take a look at our setup and see if he's interested, and he was going to let me know.
Okay.
The day I had talked to them, they were having a meeting that night to discuss if they wanted to look at repairing theirs or replacing theirs. And a while ago, you asked me to check about road damage in Missouri due to that fire. And I tried to get a hold of the fire chief, and I talked to him yesterday, finally. And there probably is some minor damage with the hot fire on the pavement. It probably burned some of the oil out, so I'm going to look at getting that small. It's maybe a 10 by 20 foot area that needs to be resealed. So I'm going to get a quote, and I talked to Jasperson Insurance about the insurance company covering that. So I'll probably submit that as a quote. And then I had mentioned last week that my Clear Lake foreman is retiring, and I talked to Tom a little bit on how I would like to proceed, and I think if I would be interested in posting the position or advertising, opening that up to the general public, and then if any internal people are interested, they can apply as well. There may be a few people interested in-house, but I don't know how serious their interest is. So I think that would give us a good selection to choose from. So I would like to proceed that route if that's okay with you guys.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's interesting because we're starting to get quite a few people that don't have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
But that's nice too.
Yeah. Well, and I think we have enough existing employees that kind of know our policies and stuff too, that provide information and experience as well. But yeah, a lot of retirements, and a lot of turnover lately. So that's all I have new to report on. So the next item on the agenda I have for your consideration is the lease agreement with Barkema Land Company. Every year we sign a lease with them, and it's the normal lease. We stockpile gravel over on B55 and S14 at that intersection. It allows us to haul it in the winter when it's kind of slower, and then we have it available in the summer when we're hauling it to the roads. Not really a whole lot different with the lease. We've had it in place since 1999, and last year when Barkema's had signed it, he asked if he could have a slight increase. It has the lease amount hasn't increased since 1999. I believe that's about 14 years ago. So I increased the lease to $1,300 to compensate him additionally for no increase over the last 14 years. So.
Okay.
How's the quality of rock right now?
The quality's fine. We actually are very fortunate to have a good source of rock in the county. I know some of the road guys may comment about the fines in it. They think it's too fine or it's too muddy, but you need a good mix of the fine and the coarse. The fines help hold it in place, and the coarse kind of gives you that wearing surface because the rock does break down as traffic runs over it, of course. So you kind of need a good, well-graded mixture of everything. So, but the rock quality's been fine. The rock we get from the quarries like Martin Marietta and BMC and Fertile and those areas, they have to get their piles certified frequently to be compliant with DOT. And we've had, when some people had questioned about the quality of rock at Lehigh and at Pikes, I did get samples and sent them down to the DOT to have them tested for freeze thaw to ensure that the quality was there, because there's standards for freeze thaw because that breaks your rock down if it doesn't meet a certain standard. So I had it tested for that, and I believe the amount of clay in the rock, and it passed both those qualities. So it's fine.
Now, being clear, on the west side of the county, where does that rock come from?
On the west side?
Yeah.
On the west, in the northwest corner, a lot of that comes from Fertile. Not a lot. You get Fertile, and then you get some from Lehigh. And then south of Clear Lake, it comes from Lehigh, and then you get down by Missouri and just north of that B55 area, and that comes from Gardner.
Okay. At this time, I'll make a motion to have the chairman sign the letter with Barker Land Company.
Okay, then I'll second it.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to authorize the chair's signature on the agreement between the county and Barker Land Company. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Other business or questions for Mary?
I don't think I have any.
Okay, thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Have a good day.
County auditor's business, claims.
Claims here for your consideration.
Mr. Chairman, if you so accept a motion to authorize and accept and authorize your signature on the claims, I'd so move.
Okay.
Second?
Motion made and seconded to approve the claims, authorize the chair's signature where appropriate. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, payroll.
Got two payroll issues. I've got one for Cameron Manson from the Sheriff's Department, signed for a posting for civil deputy effective March 25th, going from $23.57 to $22.48. And I've got a change for Tracy Seamers in the auditor's office, going to $1981.67. Just both their motion because they're existing employees, please.
At this time, I'll make a motion to, for the payroll change for Tracy Seamers and Cameron Manson.
Okay, and I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve the payroll change for Tracy Seamers and Cameron Manson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Drainage?
We have one drainage district issue for Drainage District 13186. We need to schedule a public hearing to consider plans for the Union Hills tile outlet project. It is recommended, and I believe Bob has discussed this with Sandy, for Tuesday, May 21st at 10 a.m. Doug from Yankee from the DNR would be able to attend on that date.
Would you give that date again?
Tuesday, May 21st at 10 a.m.
The DNR bought some ground that sits right along Union Hills, and they want to add that into the whole complex down there. There's a couple thousand acres, I think. Anyway, Mary has looked at the drainage, and she said it looks all right, so we got to have a public hearing with the drainage district to move on. So at this time, I'll make a motion that we do the public hearing on May 21st, 10 a.m.
Then I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to set May 21st at 10 a.m., time for the public hearing on the plans for Union Hills. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. No other business?
That will be all for us. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Next item is the 9:55 public hearing at Clark subdivision. Tom?
Just one thing for Mary before you leave. More rock, less talk.
Tom, here, I thought you were serious. Gosh, what?
You
got her flustered, though.
Yeah, I know. That was the point, Chris. This is a request for a two-lot subdivision of 53.83 acres. It's located in the south half of the southeast quarter of Section 18 in Geneseo Township. If you take a look at the aerial photo that Michelle handed you, it excludes this piece right at the corner of 130th and Nettle Avenue, and it wraps around that piece. Lot 1 is the tillable acres. It's 43.41 acres. There's an access just west of proposed Lot 2 down here into the field from 130th Street. This piece, Lot 1, will be farmed continuously with the land to the north. Lot 2 consists of the dwelling and several outbuildings. It's 10.42 acres in size. It will remain zoned A1 since it exceeds 10 acres. It has its own access from 130th Street. There are improvements to the dwelling that are anticipated there as well. All offices involved with the Division of Land reviewed the request. There were no significant issues noted with the proposed plat. We did have some calls asking what was proposed. We provided information to those individuals, and there was no negative comment received. On March 7th, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the plat. There were a couple changes that were necessary by the surveyor, and those corrections have been made as well. So Jacqueline Arthur is here representing the Clarks if you have any questions for her.
No questions. Any comments from you, Jacqueline?
Tom summarized it pretty succinctly. Just to follow up on his comment, Lot 2 is under contract to be sold pending approval of the plat. Actually, the purchasers of Lot 2 is the son and daughter-in-law of the owners of the parcel in the corner that is carved out from the subdivision. And so it'll be a owner-occupied residence now again on Lot 2. Those potential buyers have rented it for a period of time. They've made some improvements to it, and I believe they continue to plan more improvements to the property. So I think it would be a nice improvement to that area, bring a existing home, improve upon it, improve its condition, improve the look of the neighborhood. No other improvements are intended. The Clark family will continue to own Lot 1 and farm it with the rest of their land.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Jacqueline or Tom?
I don't think so.
Okay. At this time, we'll open the public portion of our hearing. Comment from the public. Hearing no comment from the public.
Hearing no comment at this time, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the hearing.
Good.
Then I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to close the public portion of our hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item of business is resolution 2013 number 26.
This time, I would so move in favor of resolution 2013, number 26, in reference to the Clark First subdivision.
And I'll second said resolution.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to approve resolution 2013, number 26 is presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next item, County Treasurer. Connie.
Wanted to bring you up to speed, just a little background before I started on the two contracts. The computer where the access was gained to was delivered to the FBI for investigation at that time, and also our office's report. We know that we're not going to get that computer back for 2 weeks to 6 months. So with that, been visiting with McGladrys in our MIS department and asking for your approval, retroactive to yesterday, on 2 contracts signed by myself. The first is to automated clearinghouse, which is the ACH, to go over that program with McGladrys. We have already instigated many changes in our ACH processing with our computer department and our banking institution. So at this time, they are estimating it's going to cost $3,200. I visited with him a lot, with Scott at McGladrys, and I think that we've already put quite a few of these steps in place before they come in, so I'm hoping that it's going to be less than $3,200. And the second one is a forensics on my computer. We have that boxed up, ready to get shipped out to Chicago. The thought process is that I share the same programs with the computer that was affected. And because of that, we're just wondering what might have gotten into my computer, and the benefits to be that they'll be able to tell them through the whole MIS department, through the whole administration site. If we have any problems, it should be able to identify it. It's costly. It's $4,000 to $10,000. They will not go over the $6,000 range. They're going to put it, I think they said, in kind of like a bath for a couple of days and watch it. And if they're not seeing any activity that the machine was affected, they're probably going to pull it and send it back to us and say, you're good to go, it's clean. Hopefully they're going to get that started yet this week, so we have kind of an estimate on just maybe what truly did happen here. Because we do not have any way, the computer that's in the investigation, to know the outcome of that. We just decided this was a good thing for the whole county to look at, to know what we're really dealing with.
Did you say they'd be putting the computer in the bath?
Yeah.
For how long?
They didn't say if it was a wet bath or a dry bath.
For how long?
A week it could take to watch it.
Well, and there's a possibility it could get pruny.
I know, but it might be a dry bath.
Okay.
So, I am a dry clean. I am asking for your approval, retroactive to yesterday, for me to sign these contracts and get the ball rolling. I'm feeling the need. It's kind of like the big black
You know,
box.
I really agree that I think having yours looked at is important. Not necessarily that there's any contamination, but since you have a computer that works in conjunction with the other one, it's just good sense to make sure that it's clean. So
Clean, so to speak. So yes.
Comments or questions, gentlemen?
Would this fall underneath any of our insurance?
He's
This-
covering that next.
I'll be covering
Okay.
that next,
Okay.
but I don't believe this particular item will probably fall underneath.
Okay.
Well, with that, I would so move in favor of, under the county treasurer's line items, items 1 and 2, approval of, and that.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve County Treasurer's items 1 and 2, agreements with McGladry concerning the aforementioned issues from the County Treasurer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item D, resolution to adopt the 2013 Cerro County dock policy. Tom, this is one we've been waiting for.
I know it is, and so I have a number of people. This is our dock policy that's in compliance with Iowa Administrative Code, and that we send to our dock assignees each year. There are a couple special provisions included in the policy this year pertaining to the low water levels of the lake. Iowa Administrative Code and the DNR permit a dock to be extended such that the outer 80 feet is in at least 3 foot of water, up to a maximum of 300 feet. And so we're advising our dock assignees of that. That would require some investment on their part to purchase additional dock to extend a lot of the assignments that and permits that we have through the DNR. But that is an option they have. The other option that they have is that by May 30th, they can file a letter stating that they'll be putting no dock hoist out this year at a location, and that will basically preserve their assignment then for 2014, and also we won't charge any fees. If they do choose to put a dock out, but no hoist will be put out, we will charge the normal fees for that, because inspections still need to be conducted of that dock and hoists and assignments that are in use. However, an individual assigned to a particular dock location can send a letter stating that they don't intend to put out a hoist. That will preserve their assignment for 2014, and we will, but we will collect a fee on that to make sure that it's not in use.
What if they choose to purchase a dock permit but put no dock or hoist out?
Well, they can do that too, but there's no reason to do that if they decide.
Maybe they want to maintain their position, and at the same time be aware of the fact that there's no water that will be approaching the end of the dock as prescribed. So the extra investment wouldn't be incurred in this calendar year, maybe next year or whatever after.
They can simply send a letter and say they're not going to put either out, and that will preserve their assignment, so they won't go through the expense of having to put a dock out.
Okay.
Do you think there'll be any of that? Speak up.
I don't know. People may wait and see what the snow melt does to the lake level. It may not do a whole lot unless we get some showers to go along with it.
Bill?
Interesting.
All good. Okay. It's resolution 2013 number 27.
At this time, I'll make a motion to resolution 2013 number 27 for the documents and signage.
I'll second resolution number 27.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve resolution 2013 number 27 is presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item E, consider 2013 recommendations for Cerro County Soil and Water Conservation tax relief under the SALU bill. Michelle.
Yes, we received all these last Friday. The list doesn't really look any different than any of the past years. So they are ready to be signed and to go up to the assessor.
Okay.
This time, I'll make a motion to do the soil and water conservation SLU bill. It's one we do every year, and I don't think there's been hardly anything added or subtracted on it for years, so I'll make that motion.
Okay, now I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to accept the recommendations for the SALU bill and transfer them on to the auditor's office for processing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Agreements and contracts. Tom again.
Since I'm on a roll, I'll say that if you saw the pile of letters on Michelle's desk, you'd know there was a slew of those. So. All right, agreements and contracts. Authorize the chair to sign subscription agreement with Trusted ID retroactive to March 19th. This is the company that we chose to contract with to provide credit report and ID theft monitoring for our employees. They're one of two companies that expressed interest in providing these services, but the only one out of the two that provided monitoring of all three credit bureau reports, as well as monitoring of checking and savings accounts and those types of things. The information went out to employees last week. They can sign up online or call for 1-year subscriptions. There was no change in the cost that I presented to you last week, which was $23,437.50, and I appreciate the assistance of the auditor's office in getting this information out to all employees last week. There may be coverage for this expense with our policy with ICAP. There's a cyber breach notification expense rider on our policies, and so I'll be sending a copy of the contract down to ICAP to see if we have coverage for that. In addition, I was notified yesterday by ICAP that there is coverage available for the notification costs to employees and outside entities. As you may recall, we sent out notices to almost all of our employees and an additional 100 or so other individuals and entities. So the mailing costs of that alone is in the $160 to $175 range. They will also pay the cost of attorney fees as well. We've got about $3,000 in attorney's fees related to this situation. There is no deductible for coverage. There's a $50,000 max on it. And so thanks to Pat's meticulous record keeping in this whole situation, I was able to get that information down to our claims handler at ICAP yesterday afternoon before I left for the day. So what I'm asking for, we thought the sooner the better to get information out to employees instead of waiting for today's meeting to do that. And, I would request authorization for the chair to sign retroactive to the 19th of March.
Gentlemen, questions for Tom, comments?
Thank you.
No, I really don't have any comments,
Okay.
except I think we gotta find more work for Tom, because his mind keeps wandering around.
His wood is so dry it has dust on it.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the subscription agreement with trusted ID.
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to authorize the chair's signature on the agreement with Trusted ID. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Appointments. Here none, correspondence and communication.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chair?
Sure.
On Mary's absence, I didn't know if it was proper to ask at that time or at the end of the meeting, so maybe correct me, but I was just curious on the Barkema deal, because I heard what it was going to, but what did it come from?
I don't know.
You know, what was the lease increase?
Normally the lease is $1,000. So it went from $1,000 to $1,300.
That's what I was wondering, and
It's been in place since 1999 to now.
14 years, yeah.
So,
Thank you.
With no more correspondence or communication, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, and I'll second it. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.